Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, that lasted 9 months. Benga Adekoya in this report seeks the opinion of Nigerians on this development and its implication on students.
The 2019 academic calendar in Nigerian universities was altered in March 2020, no thanks to the strike by the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, that lasted for 9 months and the COVID-19 outbreak, but in an effort to allow students to cover up the lost grants, the Senate of some notable government universities in Nigeria cancelled the 2019-2020 academic session, and this development has continued to generate mixed reactions from Nigerians.
The cancellation of that academic session doesn't extend to private university. Peradventure, some of these students who have planned their lives that, okay, by so time I'm going to finish my University of Education, it's not going to come into reality now. If that was occasioned by the ASU strike that lasted for 10 to 11 months, I do not really think this is something that is good.
I don't think it is the best way to go, because considering the negative impact of COVID-19 and the ASU strike, I feel there should be an alternative way to that. And in other scenario climb, we could go with the new normal, and we could also go virtual.
For Professor Oludayo Amokaye, head of Department Private and Property Law, University of Lagos, it is the right step in the right direction, as session could not be completed and almost all universities were unable to admit new students.
The question before the Senate or the university administrator is, now we are in 2020-2021 academic session, about to begin another one in October 2021-2022. How do we manage finishing the 2019-2020 with 2020-2021 that we have not even started at all? It is most practicable and most realistic for 2020 academic session to be cancelled, and then we proceed on a clean slate after finishing the 2019-2020 academic session.
The cancellation of the 2019-2020 academic session to some respondents will have both positive and negative impacts on the students. They opined that all tertiary institutions in Nigeria should embrace online teaching process, especially now that the country is facing COVID-19 pandemic. Benga Adekoya, OGTV News.
The world must do more to advance sustainable development goals to ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres stated this as the world marks the 2021 International Day of Education. Education has been described as the foundation for expanding opportunities, transforming economics, financing and fighting intolerance, protecting and achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. When education is interrupted, it affects everyone, especially students, teachers and family. As the world continues to battle COVID-19 pandemic, education as a fundamental right and a global public good, analysts say must be protected to avert a generational catastrophe. The UN scribe Antonio Guterres said even before the pandemic, some 258 million children and adolescents were out of school, with majority of them girls.
On the 3rd International Day of Education, I pay tribute to their resilience in the face of a pandemic that, at its peak, forced almost every school, institute and university to close its doors. Although this disruption has led to learning innovations, it has also dashed hopes of a brighter future among vulnerable populations. All of us pay the price.
United Nations wants world leaders to step up efforts to reimagine education, training of teachers, bridging the digital drive, and rethinking curricula to equip learners with the skills and knowledge to flourish in this rapidly changing world. Now, Ogun and Lagos state governments have expressed dissatisfaction over the level of environmental degradation at Karakatu Market due to activities of operators with a directive to provide basic facilities within a certain period or face severe sanctions. The age-long Kara Market, mainly operated by Hausa and Fulanis from the northern part of the country, is located in Lagos, Ogun State suburb along Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. The directive was issued by the Special Advisor to the Government of Ogun State on Environment, Mr. Olare Soya, and Director General of Lagos State Emergency Management Agency, Dr. Femi Oke Osoyintolu, when the duo led other officials on an unscheduled inspection of the Katu Market following reports of indiscriminate disposal of waste into Kara waterfront. Government officials subsequently sensitized the Katu sellers and meat processors on the need to keep eye hygiene by desisting from disposing waste into the Kara waterways. They thereafter directed operators to henceforth dispose waste properly through Ogun State Public Sector Participants PSP and waste operators. Nigeria on Sunday recorded 964 new cases of the novel coronavirus, according to the Nigeria Center for Disease Control. The Disease Control Agency added that 2 more deaths had been recorded. To date, 121,566 cases have been confirmed, 97,228 cases discharged, and 1,504 deaths have been recorded in 36 states, including the Federal Capital Territory. Sunday's 964 new cases were reported from 19 states, including Lagos with 360, FCT 88, Ogun 73, Imo 72, Kaduna 67, Plateau 57, Abia 41, Osun 41, Rivers 32, Kano 26, Niger 24, Benue 23, Edo 20, Zamfara 6, Ekiti 6, and Jigawa 4. As of Monday morning, Nigeria had carried out 1,258,534 COVID-19 tests. The federal government would purchase Oxford AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine for Nigerians because of the availability of facilities needed for its storage. Executive Director, Chief Executive Officer of the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, Dr. Schwab, said, according to him, the vaccine can be stored in a facility with temperature of +2 to +8 degrees Celsius for a long period without it losing potency. With the decision, less emphasis will be paid to Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine because the country lacks enough space to keep the drug at +2 to +8 temperatures, not more than the 5 days before use. He explained that the delivery of the 100,000 doses of the Pfizer vaccine would now be next month because of the supply and manufacturing issues, according to information from COVAX facility. The body added that the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control would access and certify the vaccine to ensure that it is safe. Now, Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu says his administration has started making contact with COVID-19 manufacturers, including Pfizer, Oxford AstraZeneca, Moderna, among others. He said the government plans to vaccinate up to 50% of the population of Lagos to develop herd immunity to the virus. Sanwo-Olu said the organized private sector have expressed interest to support the funding of the purchase of the vaccines aside from the ones planned by the federal government. Lagos, home to over 20 million population, have recorded about 45,000 COVID-19 infections, which is over 37% of the 121,000 COVID-19 recorded in the country since February 2020. Away from that, entrepreneurial skill acquisition has been described as a major tool for reducing unemployment and self-sufficiency in the society. This was the view of respondents who spoke with our reporter, Benga Dekoya in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital. His reports.
Nigeria, like many other countries, have been facing mass unemployment, low productivity and high inflation, and these, according to some experts, have been having adverse effects on the world economy. To address these germane issues and boost the current state of the nation's economy, entrepreneur skills acquisition is no doubt the way out to reducing unemployment in Nigeria and the world as a whole.
Youth especially should embrace entrepreneurship. There's no economy in the world, talking about the developed economies like the US, the UK, most European countries and so on and so forth, that are where they are today, if not for the rate of the attention they pay to entrepreneurship.
Well, it has always been a way out for every unemployed youth in Nigeria, because Nigeria of today, we all know, we don't have to go over that. We all know how the economy is, and so the best way is to start something small for yourself to survive.
OGTV camera lens caught up with one Miss Judith Okeke, a student of philosophy who is also an entrepreneur.
You know, people finish school and they don't have anything doing and they become jobless. So it's very good to acquire something or even start up a business when you're done with school. I'm doing interiors, by the way, when I'm done with school.
Government at all levels and policy makers were, however, enjoined to include vocational skills into the school curriculum with a view to catching them young.
There's no way you talk about entrepreneurship development without encouraging vocational skill development and technical education into our curriculum. It is at that point children will develop interest in knowing what they want to do in future.
It's going to help our youth a lot if we encourage them for vocational skills. When you're educated, I believe you should also find a skill of your choice to get yourself secured.
The contribution of entrepreneurship training towards reducing unemployment in Nigeria cannot be overemphasized, hence the need for it to be widely recognized and generally accepted towards improving the standard of living through innovation that will lead to increase in goods and services.
The role of youths in nation building cannot be overemphasized, as they are the building blocks of every developed nation. Youths are the cornerstone to societal rejuvenation, as they are the determinants of peace and stability of the nation. In the special report, Olajumoke Oladipupo takes a look at the role of youths in nation building. Our report.
The youth plays a great role in nation building, which has the power to help a country develop and move towards progress. The wheel of development of any country lies on the shoulder of how productive the youth are. According to respondents, youths have positive influence on their fellow young people, as they are the evolver of social, economic, political and cultural transformation and the driving force for change.
I believe the youth are the leaders of tomorrow, and they have a significant role to play.
The role of youth in nation building. The youth have roles to play. In fact, I'll call it a significant role.
They added that the involvement of youths in national development process is a must, saying they are ultimately the social action of change and progress.
And if you are a leader of tomorrow, you should be able to learn from those that are leaders of today. They must be diligent. And when we're talking about diligence, we're talking about hard work and paying attention to details.
The policies, plans, and development works of any nation can best be implemented by the youth, as they are more enthusiastic and energetic.
Youth must be innovative, because we want different way of doing things that will bring better results. and we depend on the youth for that.
Youth should be determined. They should be creative. They should make up their mind that if they want to be the leaders of the tomorrow.
They called on the youth to apply their energy on productive things for the good of the society. Olajumoke Oladipupo, OGTV News.
The embattled leader of the Islamic movement of Nigeria, Sheik Ibrahim El-Zakzaki, and his wife are absent as their trial resumed on Monday at the Kaduna State High Court. Security has been beefed up in the state capital as well as around the court complex. During today's court sitting, the prosecuting counsel, Dari Bayero, is expected to bring the remaining witnesses, including General Officer Commandant of the Nigerian Army. The presiding judge, Justice Gideon Karuda, had on December the 11th, 2020, adjourned the case to January the 25th, 2021, after the prosecution counsel presented 6 witnesses before the court. The air component of Operation Thunderstrike has neutralized several armed bandits at Chiwale Forest in Chukum local government area of Kaduna State. The operation was sequel to credible intelligence reports indicating the significant presence of armed bandits in the area, which is about 20 kilometers west of Kaduna Abuja Highway. In a statement by the coordinator, Defense Media Operations, Defense Headquarters, Major General John Eneche, as it's that after series of confirmatory area surveillance mission, the air components dispatched an appropriate force package of Nigerian Air Force fighter jets and helicopter gunships to attack the location. With the overhead target area, the NAF intelligence surveillance and reconnaissance aircraft spotted scores of bandits mounted on motorcycles and dressed in black attire heading towards Niger State. The attack aircraft therefore took turns in engaging the bandits who were seen firing at the attack helicopter as it sprayed them. Several armed bandits were accordingly neutralized in the airstrike, while some escaped with various degrees of injuries. Meanwhile, air surveillance missions have been intensified in coordination with ground troops to locate the fleeing bandits. The armed forces of Nigeria and other security agencies have therefore pledged to sustain the onslaught in the bid to restore peace in Nigeria. Now to the foreign scene, a Ugandan High Court has ordered the military and police to leave the home of opposition politician Bobi Wine. He has not left his house in the outskirts of the capital, Kampala, since voting in the presidential election 11 days ago, in which he was declared runner-up to President Yoweri Museveni. Monday's ruling by the High Court in Kampala comes after a petition by Bobi Wine's lawyers. The state argued it needed to prevent him organizing protest, but the High Court has now ruled that Bobi Wine's detention was unlawful. Still on the foreign scene, 9 Chinese miners have been found dead a day after 11 of their colleagues were rescued after a 2-week trapped in a gold mine in Shandong province. The mayor of Yatia City was quoted as confirming the deaths. 1 miner remained unaccounted for. The miners became trapped in Asin mine when the entrance to the tunnel collapsed after a blast on January the 10th. There was joy on Sunday after 11 were brought out to the surface. Now in sports, Chelsea have sacked head coach Frank Lampard after 18 months in charge. Former Chelsea midfielder Lampard, 42, lives with the club 9th in the Premier League table after last week's defeat at Leicester City, having won once in their past 5 league matches. His final game in charge was Sunday's 3-1 FA Cup 4th round win against championship side Luton. Lampard was appointed on a 3-year contract when he was replaced by Sarri at Stamford Bridge in July 2019. Owner Abramovich said Lampard's status as an important icon of club, remains undiminished despite his dismissal. And now to end the news at 2. Peace cannot be kept by force. It can only be achieved by understanding. Also, don't forget that you can now watch us live on this platform, Apple, Roku, Facebook and Android devices. You can also watch us live on our website, which is www.ogtv.com.ng/live. And that's it on our news at 2. Thank you very much for watching. I am Olayinka Shodunke. Join us again by 4 p.m. for more news updates.